Okay, so much for the good news. Um, okay, let's get back to talking about silk reeling. Um, I think I had not thought about teaching it this way. I'm personally really excited about it. I think it's a great way to approach this. It doesn't do any good at all in the first few years. You have to have a lot of experience under your belt before you can kind of take this and do something with it. Yeah, Kevin.
Well, Wednesday with Catherine, she was totally out of her league, and I felt for her. But you're right; she's not ready for it.
She's just not ready for it, of course. And she's only been doing this for a year, maybe 14 months, something like that. And she's as of today, she's halfway through the 24 form, so not very much experience. Um, Nevertheless, we actually talked about silk reeling a little today, for 5 minutes. I think it's good for her to see that it's out there. It's like, okay, well, I can't do anything with it, but I know it's out there, and I think that's a good thing. Kind of plant a seed that will eventually sprout out. Um, anyway, I want to go ahead and do move number two. So I want to go through at least the first section of the form, if not the whole form, and and work with this because it's such a simple and powerful technology. And some other people have made this comment. Catherine made this comment. One of the people commenting on the YouTube channel made this comment. And the comment is, how do you keep your mind on this and that and the other and all these things? And the answer, of course, is you can't. There's just no way to do that. Well, then how do you ever do Tai Chi? How do you ever do Tai Chi where all these things just happen? And the answer the masters will always give you is the same answer. They will just tell you, some, relax. But they don't explain to you what that really means. So you end up getting frustrated and unsung, right? Unrelaxed. Really, I mean, they are saying relax in just this sort of normal colloquial way that we relax. But there's a higher level interpretation of that. And one way to sort of get into that, I think, is with silk reeling. It's such a simple idea. It's actually very simple to do once you get it. And once you've got it, it doesn't mean you're going to be perfect with it. You're going to have to work on it. But it's so natural and so easy that it lets you rest on it. It lets you relax on this technique. So what we looked at in the first move, the classic traditional first move, was something like this. I'm going to exaggerate. And then you you can and should go on, and we're going to go on and look at all that. But just remember what Master Zhang used to say. If you could really get the first move, you would get all of Tai Chi. And that's what he was meaning. I mean, not just silk reeling, there's other things going on too, but to get the silk reeling. Now, if you were to watch Master Feng do that same Hunyan beginning, it would look something like this. Watch it and watch for the silk reeling. That previous one, I was sort of doing an exaggerated version of Yamaguchi. All right, here's my version of Feng. It's exactly the same silk reeling. It's just much, 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 much more subtle. Why is it more subtle? Feng's experience was really in the martial side of martial arts. So his use of the silk reeling is going to be very efficient, meaning very small. And if you have not learned to see this, you'll just miss it. You just won't see it. But watch. I'll move up closer to the camera here, right? I'll even go down a little bit, right? The silk reeling is all there, just like with Yamaguchi. Yamaguchi, instead of doing this, Yamaguchi's doing this. What's the difference? Yamaguchi is exploring his range of motion. So he's kind of exploring the outer, how can I be big? That's actually something that you do in Hunyan Tai Chi. Hunyan Tai Chi is a frame of Chen style. It's basically Chen style Tai Chi with a certain flavor. And the flavor is it's big and beautiful. That's the flavor. So what do they mean, big and beautiful? Well, exactly that. Right? You're being big. You're exploring your range of motion. What's the sense in that? Well, two things. One is it's easier for beginners to see and therefore to grab onto and to practice it. All right? The second thing, as a training regime, is it allows you to train your range of motion. You can always go smaller. Going smaller is no problem. What you need to do is in your own training, if you're training for the martial side, is to train that range of motion. And then when you get into a situation, you're sparring with someone, the circumstances determine where on that spectrum you go. You don't determine it. The circumstances determine it. All right? And so exploring the range of motion is a very, I think, very clever and good part of training. And training approach to training itself. Now, if you're not particularly interested in the martial side, maybe you're just interested in the health side and the self-development side, which is much more my interest. At least at age 73, it's more my interest, right? That big range of motion allows you to feel your body and learn a lot more about your energy body than if you were doing little tight spirals and circles is ever going to let you do, right? So when you do a motion like this, right? Watch my shoulder blades and back. Well, you know, that's big. My shoulder blades are moving, really moving. Oh, I just learned something about how my shoulder girdle works. Huh? Where would I use that? Well, you might use it anywhere. Right? You learn to open and close your body. So instead of going like this, right? You go like this. You learn to open and close your body the whole way. Then you can always pick anywhere on that spectrum. Okay, so I don't everybody stand up. Let's do the first move together. We don't even need to look at Yamaguchi. I want to look at you. And go ahead and exaggerate. So what happens when you're doing this? It's the there are only a couple of primary motions that the human body makes. And for the most part, we sort of skate over them. We don't really realize that that's what the human body is doing. So we focus on, we focus on little tiny things where we're working like this, and we don't think about too much about the whole body. But watch. What's the body doing? Now what's it doing? It's opening. Open. Close. Right? Open. Open. Close. Open. Close. Yang. Yin. Yang. Yin. Our art is called Tai Chi. But Tai Chi existed long before the martial art of Tai Chi existed. Tai Chi is a philosophical principle in Taoism, and it means the alternation of one thing it means is the alternation of yin and yang. There's a whole worked out philosophy of that, right? Yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, right? The first move is 3 opens and 3 closes. Basically in the same direction, but variations on a theme depending on what you want to do. There could be a million variations. We just picked 3. Open. Close. And you notice when you watch Yamaguchi, he doesn't really even do this. He just goes forward like this. Now, Feng is actually doing the same thing, but it's so much more subtle. Open, close. Oh, those spirals are like 1% the size of Yamaguchi's, but they're the same thing. Open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close, push ahead, open, close, pull down, open, close, push down. So, one, two, three. All right? You could make up all kinds of other things to go with that. The thing you want to learn in here is the silk breathing, is the opening and closing. Open, close, open, close, open, close. And if you were to go on, open, close, open, close, open, close, open, close. So the opening and closing are actually the yin and yang cycles. The same thing. That opening and closing of the body, that's the major thing the spine does. Right? Close, open. If you're a baseball player, close, open. It's just very simple. When you throw a football, close, open. When you hit a golf ball, close, open. I've seen this guy on some YouTube videos at a driving range. He takes his club like this. He throws a ball up in the air and he just whacks it. Like, Kevin, have you seen that? He's damn good. I mean, he whacks it out of the driving range. It's pretty impressive. I don't know if his aim is everything it needs to be, but his drive is impressive. Okay, is this clear? Let's watch the second move. Just watch it a couple of times, and then we'll do it. And we're just going to watch the whole move this time, but I'll loop it so we can watch it over and over. So I'll loop it like 10 times in a row. Watch it, you can do it, you can alternate, whatever you want to do. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm not sure why this is. Why this is not going. Okay, so I didn't do it. I was just watching him. And one of the things I was doing was counting the yin and yang cycles that he decided to do. He de emphasized several that I know are in there, and he really emphasized at least one of them. And those are the decisions that you have to make as an artist. If you're playing the Rachmaninoff third, you're going to give just a little more effort to these notes or this pedal position and a little less to these and these. And those create the revolution, the revelations that we hear as an audience. Oh, okay, wow, he picked up a rhythm in there that I didn't even realize was there. That's very interesting. I like that. Or maybe I don't like that, but it doesn't matter. That's what an artist does. So watching him, let me see if I can do this. Watching him, one, two, three. Now he totally de-emphasizes four. It's not even there. Five. Is that right? Four? Was that four or five? That's four, I think. Four. All right. Five. Six. Seven. Eight. Nine. And now 10, he really emphasizes. And he really emphasizes this by almost stopping ahead of time. He doesn't stop. If you watch him, there's preparation going on inside. But from the outside, well, it's very, very quiet. Right? Well, no. 8, 9. Close, open. 10. That's what I saw him do. So his rhythm is created by his decisions about opening and closing. They are brought out into the world through silk reeling. But it's his mental decisions about what he wants to do that really determine the rhythm that's going on there. So when you do this form, right, I think I've mentioned this before, there is a martial application hidden in the form. Most people don't emphasize it. It's here. But you sometimes will see someone do this. And then go on. They don't usually do that, but they sort of nod at it a little bit and then go on. So it's like it's almost there. Some people, it's not there at all. Huh? He was like about an eighth of the way there. We'll watch him do it again. Watch his hands. Like they're pressing down. So instead of a full thing, it's very slight, but it's there. He is pressing down, and then he relaxes, circles, and closes, and then opens again. Yeah, go.
What I saw today was the separation of the left and the right side in the silk reeling, and the 1 2 1 2 1 2 instead of one. It was both slight beat, torque a little bit, chest coming up. It was really cool.
Yes, because he is not afraid to go slow and let the Tai Chi express itself. He can really bring out subtle things like the separation of left and right. Maybe separation is not quite the right word. What they use is the coordination, all right? The harmonization. You're creating harmony between left and right. But in fact, there's a difference between left and right. So what Kevin just said there about both those techniques is really true. For other people, you just they just It's not that they don't necessarily express it. It's just that it's so sophisticated that it just goes over everybody's head. This guy is not afraid to slow down and let the form express itself. And that makes it beautiful. It is a beautiful form. Everybody I know who has ever watched that, which is really in our group, like Andy loves it. All you guys, I think, like it. It's like, it's just beautiful. Well, he's not applying condiments to his meal. It, what he's showing you is just what's there anyway, right? It's just he's slowed down, made decisions about where he wants to put his emphasis and other things that he might want to de-emphasize a little bit in order to make a nice, smooth presentation. And he's succeeded. Now, he didn't do that the first time he walked up to this form. He's been working on this form for years, probably. He probably got into it faster than I would get into it because he's got a lot of background. He didn't start martial arts with Huanyan Tai Chi, I can guarantee you that. He brought all that to what he's doing. He brought his Japanese sensibility, he brought his Zen sensibility. And those sensibilities allow him to move a little more quickly than a lot of us might be able to. Nevertheless, we can learn from him. Let's watch it. You can do it, or you can watch it. I would watch. Let's watch one, and then get up and try it. See what you can do. Now watch his hands right here. See how they flatten out? Press down just a little bit. He's opening, and now he's closing. Spirals through. Relaxes. Opens again, closes, and spirals right into, kind of totally de-emphasizes this. And opens again, closes, 1, 2, opens. Close and open. Close, open, open. Inside he closes and then opens big. And again. Watch for the harmonization of left and right, as Kevin was saying. The right moves and the left. His left moves and his right. Right moves and his left. Now watch, because you're really going to see it here. His right moves and then his left moves, and finally his right moves. Close, open. If you did not close as much as he closed, you would not be able to open as much as he opened. And you notice when he does that opening, he keeps his center, he keeps his balance. Let's watch it one more time. One more. Watch him close and wow, that's beautiful. So you could really see in that last move how powerful he actually is. You know, that closing, and then this hand is coming up in a spiral. And it's that stretch, pulling silk, pull, boom. Anyway, I get a huge kick out of watching him. He's taught me a lot watching. Mostly, he's taught me to slow down, as if I didn't know, but but really watching him do it, and he does it so beautifully, and you can just learn so much watching him. So, um, yeah, I think you've all got the video, so watch it a couple times this afternoon. Try it a couple times, and we'll pick it up again tomorrow and see if we can do it ourselves and see if we're ready to move on to move number 3. There's a lot just in this second move, but I got a lot out of just watching it there. Any comments by anybody? Kevin?
I'm not relaxed enough to do that.
Yeah, he's very relaxed, isn't he? He is truly relaxed. The way a cat is relaxed, because he's also very powerful. If you ever, if you ever, you know, cats. Have you ever watched cats fight, kind of in a day to day, not a tear your heart out fight, but a kind of a little fight? They're very good. They're very brave. Cats are brave. It's really hard to screw with a cat because the cat doesn't care. The cat's gonna get you. But
When
what I'm
they
really
fight, you can
thinking,
always tell that they're very cognizant of the angular momentum. They're like, oh, I'm
yes,
gonna move right, you're gonna move left. We're gonna like,
yeah,
yeah.
they are really good at that, and they really do land on their feet for the most part if they fall off something. But what I'm thinking about is like when a big dog comes up and sticks his nose right next to them and starts to bark and they do this. They just smack them right on the end of the nose, and that's usually the end of the fight. I think they've been studying Tai Chi in a previous life. But that's just that kind of cat-like relaxation. But it's very present. It's ready to go at any time. And he's genuinely got that. So watch it a few times this afternoon. We'll pick it up again tomorrow. Okay? All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.